Good afternoon. I am going to walk you through cleaning the HVAC on a 2011 Kia Optima. So if you're experiencing a pretty rancid smell when you first start up the vehicle and the AC blasts, then you got some crap built up in the condenser which needs to be cleaned. There is a technical service bulletin out there put out by Kia that describes the procedure on what is needed. My dealer charges over $150 to do the service. I actually purchased the kit for under $30, and it's pretty simple, so I'm going to attack it myself. Additionally, what you might want to do as well is get a new cabin air filter. Mine was only a couple months old and it was pretty filthy, so I'm going to, as part of the procedure, it does indicate to remove the air filter, so I'm just going to replace it as well. In order to remove the air filter, what you want to do is pop down the glove box, and inside here there are two pins that you turn to remove on either side, and you want to unlatch the glove box mechanisms and it'll drop down, and inside there you will see the door where the air filter resides. You remove it by depressing these two clips and the door will open, and you can remove the old air filter. And here's the old one. This is, again, only a couple months old. It's pretty cruddy, so I'm going to discard that, and now I can begin with the cleaning procedure. In the TSB instructions, it does indicate to raise the vehicle to gain access. If you have a lift, that is very helpful, but basically what I did is I just put it on a ramp to get access to the condensation tube on the bottom, which is very easy to get to. The kit comes with two cans. One is to clean the evaporator. The second is you will spray it in the intake, which is these vents on the cowl. When I turn the AC on, it'll suck the cleaner in and clean the vent system. You want to make sure that no one is in the vehicle when you do this, and because it will be running and the AC will be on, and it is a pretty powerful smell and chemical, so you want to not have anyone near the vicinity of the vehicle. And then when you're done actually doing that, you want to run the heat for a while to dry out any remaining chemical. The first step is to use the evaporator cleaner and refreshener. You take the cap off, and as part of the kit it comes with a hose which attaches to the top as such. And this is actually going to go, this end is going to go into the evaporator tube. Underneath the vehicle you will see the evaporator tube hanging down right past the cross member. This is where you want to insert this fitting and spray the cleaner into. Now I have the hose fitting attached to the evaporator tube, the draining tube. You want to shake the can, get it mixed up, and basically start spraying it in there. What I would do, or what I recommend, is putting a catch can underneath to catch all the runoff. At this juncture, what I have done is I have basically dispensed half the material in the can, or half the contents of the can, and I'm going to let it sit up in there and liquefy and start to clean, and it'll start draining out as it does here. When it's done draining out, what you want to do is then do the second half of the can and repeat the process. So at this juncture, I have basically waited about a good 10 minutes to let it drain out, and I'm going to repeat the process. Again, I'm going to slip that fitting over the hose, the drain hose, and spray the additional contents of the can up in there, and let it liquefy, and again, wait 10 minutes till it drains out, and then I'll continue on with step 2 of the process. Okay, so it's been another 10 minutes. I have let the contents drain out of the condensation tube from the evaporator. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to step 2, which is the intake refresher. Now this is what you want to do, is empty half of the contents in with the car on and the AC blasting, highest setting, with all the windows and doors closed. And what you want to do is you're gonna be spraying this into the cowl. There's an intake vent right behind the windshield wipers. So what I'm going to do is spray it in there, let it run, and then what you do is midway through is you switch it and turn the AC off, and then turn the heat on to full blast and let it go to the foot setting and spray the additional contents of the can in. Alright, I have the vehicle on, I have the AC on full blast, and I have it on the fresh air setting, so it's pulling in the air from the outside. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go out and spray the contents in through the cowl. Okay, again, the windows and doors are closed, and I will now start spraying in the contents. And again, about half of the can with the AC on. Alright, that's about half. I'll wipe off the residue and the excess overspray, and I'll let it run for a minute and then switch it over to the full heat setting onto the floor and repeat this process. Alright, now we're changing it to the hot setting, and we're putting it to the floor, and I will repeat the process. And the additional contents of the can. You can see it getting sucked right in, no problem. Very important that you have the recirculation onto outside air. Okay, the contents are almost up. And again, you can find these this kit at your local Kia dealer, probably your Hyundai dealer too. And again, I paid, it was a little under $30 for the entire kit. So that is discharge. And again, the kit number is UM090CH035. I almost forgot to reinstall the new filter. Here is a pro tip. Get your filter at your local Hyundai dealer. It's the same filter for the Sonata. It's a little bit cheaper. I think it's under $20 at the Hyundai dealer, but if you go to Kia, it's anywhere between $25 to $30 for the same filter. As again, it's the Hyundai and the Kia logo are on here. The part number is 3SF79AQ000. To reinstall the filter, it's the same as taking the filter out. It's just the reverse procedure. You drop down the door and you slide the filter in the housing where it's nice and snug, and reinstall the door. There is a tab here which goes in. You can see it to the left, and then this on the right clicks into place, and then reinstall the glove box, as in reinserting the pegs on either side. They just screw in here clockwise on either side. Here's the other hole. Again, insert the peg. Turn it clockwise. It's locked in place. And then what you want to do is also reinstall the door actuator for the dampening. You just pull down on the plunger, and there's a little clip that it goes into, like so, and you are good to go. Hope you enjoyed.